November 30th, 2011. This is MYP5, and today we will be talking about essay writing. As we talk about essay writing, please be aware that this is in fact a literary argument. I'll explain as we go along. All right. First, what is an essay? It is defined by the freedictionary.com as a short literary composition on a single subject, usually presenting the personal view of the author. A thesis statement is a statement in an essay that articulates your plan to support, discuss, or prove a particular perspective on a variety of issues or topics. Okay. So, what kind of topics are usually discussed in essay writing? Anyone?
Conflicts.
Conflicts? Okay. Give me an example of a conflict that could be analyzed through essay writing.
Gender politics.
Gender politics. That's a perfect example. Gender politics. Gender politics is often an issue of contention. Okay. To prove a claim. It should be strongly worded, impossible to miss, and it should show up in the first paragraph or introduction of your paper. The point that you will use to prove your claim throughout your paper. Now, before we go on a little further, what do we believe is the most important aspect?
Your thesis statement?
Your thesis statement. Now, what is, if you will, the most difficult thing about writing a thesis statement?
Choosing, not really the topic, it's more writing an appropriate assertion. Because you could say something and it can be, of course it can be debated, but you need to have the right amount of sources to back what you're saying up, besides your own personal opinion.
Correct.
So
excellent.
That's one thing I must say.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Most essays live or die by the strength of their thesis statements and by their ability to keep focused on their thesis. Okay? For instance, if we're writing about, again, gender politics, and we start off focusing on the inequalities that are inflicted, that are placed on women, and then mid-essay we start talking about inequalities experienced by children in third world countries or by minorities and other categories, then we have veered from the point that we are supposed to be making. We have moved off topic. Okay? Now, can someone tell me at this point, what is the most difficult part of essay writing? Men? Oh, Sophie.
To support and prove your statement.
It's quite difficult. What is a thesis statement and how do you formulate it?
An assertion that is the basis of your whole essay.
Right. Perfect. It's the
Based
heart
on
of your
the topic.
statement. Perfect. And why do you believe that people are challenged by thesis statement writing?
It's not the easiest thing to do.
Come again?
It's not the easiest thing to do.
Why is it difficult to do?
The way
Perfect.
you send out.
The way it has to be said. That's a great point. You can embrace thesis statement writing as a formula. The formula basically shows that first paragraph, you introduce your topic. A broad umbrella is the thing that you will use as you prove and support your thesis statement. Let's go a little further. Even if your essay is about how to build the perfect peanut butter sandwich, you significantly improve the quality of your essay by letting your readers know that this is what your subject is.
I was going to say citations.
Citation, okay, that would be the broader point. We'll talk about citations in a few moments. Can someone tell me if they've ever had any trouble with essay writing?
No. As a person whose first language is not English, I'm always confused by how to arrange the sentences, like simple, compound, and complex.
Perfect. Using simple, compound, and complex, a natural part of this process, it's writing. So, here we go. Another hot topic when it comes to gender politics. Go.
Why women can't drive in Saudi Arabia?
Interesting, interesting. Why women cannot drive in Saudi Arabia?
But no one would know. I mean, this is, even as a Saudi, I don't know that well either. Because they've never specified the point. They've just given maybe one reason that doesn't really seem plausible.
Maybe.
And then someone else will give a reason that you wouldn't really consider it to be a major factor in women not being able to drive, but you do see the point, if you understand what I mean. Like,
Yes.
they think they might suffer harassment, but then that's just saying they'll always get harassed, which is not true. So, I mean, you see my point. Example, but it's going to be too hard to actually debate, because
Culture. We're talking about culture, right?
it is culture, and then it's not.
Well,
It's
there
hard
are-
to explain. That's the problem with this. We've tried to debate it back in Saudi, but it's a really hard topic. I thought I'd give.
Let me make a quick comment that you do realize that most countries around the world allow women to not only drive, but to present different occupations, government officials to doctors to lawyers to whatnot. So in the case of Saudi Arabia, they happen to have a particular cultural attitude towards women's rights, as opposed to, I guess the operative way of looking at it would be, should women drive, as opposed to can they drive? Because clearly women can drive. It's a question of should they drive? Now,
Why shouldn't they?
have you, well, because some cultures believe that women don't have the same rights as men, or that women are so drastically different from men that they should be embraced differently.
And that's the thing. Now, some people say it's culture. Me,
Sounds-
my friends, we all come from Saudi families, yeah? And women, they have equal rights. And we're not sure, is it the maybe it's the really conservative people in Saudi that have, it can't be religion, okay? If it is religion, it's their view, their point of view. We don't know, is it culture? Because with us, it's fine. With us, women have equal
Well,
rights.
this doesn't have to be a philosophical conversation. This can be, ultimately, it breaks down to a question of empirical evidence.